Oh man, it is the day after the night before, the night after the night before, and my God, what a wacky, crazy 24 hours it's been. Crazy stuff. One of the most exhilarating games played at Old Trafford in years, years and years and years and years and years. Crazy stuff. Tumultuous tale. But man, what a game nonetheless. Big ups to Raja in the house as well, getting in there nice and early. So big ups to Raja, man. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. But we're gonna delve back in. This whole evening here is going to be dedicated to talking about yesterday's game. Not just here, by the way. We are going to be, after a little bit of time, with a little bit of a break in between, but we're going to be essentially moving over to another channel to continue our discussions with a Liverpool supporter. So basically, at 9 o'clock tonight, we are going to be vacating this channel and heading over to Anfield Uncle Rod's, to where we did the match preview on the Friday, and of course now there is going to be essentially a match reaction of sorts, among other things in football related talk in over on Anfield Uncle Rod. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm hoping that he's got enough tissues there to dry his, to dab those tears out of his eyes after watching watch him go from Harvey Elliott, the boyhood Liverpool supporter, scoring what should have been the winning goal for Liverpool at Old Trafford in extra time. And that didn't happen. Didn't happen. Spoiler alert, it didn't happen. It's the tables completely flipped on their heads and went back to favouring the home side. And I'll tell you what, if you're somebody who was looking at the finer details of that game, you're definitely not saying it was that much of a pretty game. There's not that much of technical, I'd say tactical brilliance per se. I just think it was a state that one team basically wanted it more come the critical moments of the game, and one lost composure. One team wanted it, the other team lost composure, and usually we're talking about Man United as the team that loses composure, and whoever we play as the team that wants it more. Because think about it. How many games have we had this season where we've spoken about United not having it up here to go 90 minutes and toe to toe, and trading hammer blows with another team, let alone Liverpool? I mean, Jesus, even if it's a team further down the table, we struggle to keep up with them. But no. Liverpool, heavy metal FC, metal rock FC. I mean, Jurgen Klopp, boom FC. But he must have loaded us with the dynamite sticks, because the only team booming at the end of that game was Manchester United, and it's almost poetry in motion as well, I've got to say. Harvey Elliott gets what should have been the winning goal for Liverpool, and he ends up being the guy that loses possession to incite the counter-attack that then leads to us scoring the winning goal. What, in respects to the time frame, could have been the last kick of the game, but then the referee decided, you know what, we're going to let this go on for another 2 to 3 minutes. But shout outs to Amad Diallo, man, quite literally said, yo, Liverpool, yo, Scousers, hold this. I'm taking an early bath. I'm heading home. Take this. Kick straight in the balls. Yeah, see you guys. I'll take the second yellow card, and I'll take the early showers. Man dropped them and dipped. He dropped them and dipped. That was it. He's like, nah, I've done my piece. I've said my piece. Got a red card for it, but I said my piece. Ain't a better way. At least, right? Steven Gerrard, take tips. If you're going to get sent off against your rivals, at least do what Amad Diallo did. Do what Amad Diallo did instead of coming onto the pitch and then trying to break someone's ankles and then getting sent off. So your heat map is just that of a straight line. Take tips. Take the hints. Good evening, Hops 44. Choco at Frappa Chocky Choc. That's a lot of choc. Instead of the woodchucker, go the choc drinker. I need to think about how that would be worded because there's just no way that I'm going to be able to word all of that. But big ups to Early Doors as well. Another one of the guests, by the way, that I believe is featuring at 9 o'clock tonight on Advil Uncle Rod's. I will drop the link for that show. Not just in the chat at the end, but also we'll be dropping that in the communities tab. So in case you miss it, it's going to be there on the community tabs. So all of that good stuff. So yeah, do be sure to join us over there for that. Big ups to Mama Flossie as well. I was about to say Mama Meister, but yeah, Flossie Meister. Big ups to Mama Flossie in the chat. Good to see you as always. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Fuzzy and Rajat. Big up both. Big up Stephanie. Right back at you. Oh, are you? Have you set? Have you have the nerves and the feelings and the adulation calms down just yet, Stephanie? Or are we still milking, taking all the glory and being absolutely shameless with it? Because you know what, I enjoy it. I live for it. We'll take it. We'll be shameless with it. Let's enjoy. Let's absolutely enjoy the occasion. All good stuff. 4-3 hype. Yeah. 4-3 hype. I know it was done through extra time, but I'll tell you what, usually games that go to extra time are usually those that are like the tactical chess piece game where it feels a little bit dragged out and you're looking for the one moment that breaks the deadlock. And but 4-3 is like it's pure entertainment. I mean, thank goodness it wasn't a league game where it ends all square 2-2 at the final whistle. Because to be fair, Rashford, somebody who I cuss out all the time, Marcus Rashford, that guy, thank bloody God he scored the goal to equalise to put us back into contention in added time because he missed an unbelievable chance right at the very end of regulation time. So he essentially could have been the guy that, you know, ended up making us lose the cup tie. But in turn, he sort of recovers it a little bit. He gets some retribution. He scores the goal that actually saves us for the short while. So we're assuming that this is going to go to penalties at that point, and then absolute absolute clown settings from Harvey Elliott in front of our own box, picks up by Garnacho, goes on a run, and one thing led to another, and that's basically all she wrote. So if there's a game that ends 4-3 in a cup tie, I'll tell you what, ending like that. I mean, do you know what? It's crazy. It is crazy. I mean, there's been loads of last minute winners, not just in football as well. I mean, England did it in the rugby against Ireland. Literally, they were losing. The game was about to hit regulation time, and they do the drop kick goal as a way to seal it, to go from, I think it was 1 point. I think it was 1 point behind to 1 point in front. Crazy stuff, really crazy stuff. But it's all for the entertainment, I suppose, all for the entertainment aspect. And it was a banger game when you've got rival fans saying that it was a really good game, and it's not very often they're talking about Manchester United when it comes to entertaining football games. So hell, I'll take that. Thought it was Billy Elliot. Yeah, probably doing ballet on a football pitch. Except, yeah, ballet doesn't necessarily belong on a football pitch. Billy Elliot. Football does, and football's going to be a brutal game. If you're too soft with it, you'll end up having your ankles broken. Can't twirl on your toes. Can't do that on a football pitch. Get two-footed by Martinez, he'll come running on the pitch. Either that, or you've got Roy Keane running on the pitch as well, coming to absolutely just destroy you. Klopp definitely lost his composure on his post-match interviews. Oh yeah. I have not actually watched the interview, but based off of the quotes that have come out from it, my man has lost his head. Where is your head at, son? I'll tell you what, for every competition that he doesn't win, he's going to be feeling that little bit extra more salty. The closer we get to the end of the season, the more salt will start to show itself. And my man was super salty. Damn, in fact, that's one of the sweetest ways that you can go out of a club is beat your rivals on the way to winning the trophy at the end of the season. But now it's starting to look a little bit like we're setting up or heading for another Manchester Derby final. We've still got Coventry City to overcome, which fair plays to them as well. Score a last minute. Actually, they had a last minute comeback. They were losing, and I think both of their goals came in stoppage time against Wolverhampton Wanderers. I mean, Jesus Christ, for a championship team as well, up against it. Yeah. So essentially losing 2-1, 88th minute. Literally, I think it was 1-0 to Coventry. Aït-Nouri scored in the 83rd minute. Bueno scores in the 88th minute. By that point, you're thinking, oh, Christ almighty. But then out of nowhere, Sims and Wright, in the 97th and 100th minute respectively, score comeback goals to go from a losing position to a winning position. No extra time needed. I mean, it was a bit more tense, you could say, on the basis of United Liverpool game, given that it did go into extra time, because I think there's a whole roller coaster of emotions, because there's so many different things where fans from respective clubs, the mind travels to thinking what the end result's going to be and how people are going to feel come the end of the game. The amount of times that United fans probably went from thinking, oh my God, we're going to win, we're going to go to the semi-finals again, to feeling like, for crying out loud, we're going out, aren't we? And then going back to then the prior and vice versa, switching backwards and forwards. It's crazy stuff. But it's, it is all good stuff, though. It is all good stuff. And listen, if it's an enjoyable fixture, it's one that we can look back on fondly and remember as a significant fixture. Of course, if it probably not really hold as much weight to it if it doesn't really come to anything, because we get to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. You want to go all the way and win it. That's the point. That's the whole point of being in it. You're in it to win it. So Coventry City in the semis at Wembley. Let's turn up. Let's throw everything we got at them. Get us into that final. And Manchester Derby final yet again. I think we want some revenge. Of Manchester City. And I'll tell you what, if we do manage it, my God, that will be sweet. That will be really, really sweet. You may have won the battle, but we'll win the wars. For likes, keep them likes going up, people. Good stuff. Carl Rossi as well. Good evenings to you. Good to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. And also to Anthony Herbert, Big Up Fuzzy, and the chocolate milk. That's a what? That's white milk. That is. That's just normal. That's the standard. That's the standard milk. That's not chocolate milk. Oh, misleading me there, Anthony. But big ups to you, man. Hope you're doing well. Good day, early doors TV. Can we win it? That is the question. Can we win it? Can United do it? I mean, I think most people. It's funny, right? It's funny. There's a lot of people that say, "Well, Coventry City got the best draw out of all of the teams." Maybe they have, but maybe they haven't, because I don't know how United are going to approach the semi-finals, because you know they'll probably be looking at it with genuine belief as well. They've overcome the challenge of Liverpool to get to the semis. They'll look back on it and say, "Well, we've been here before. We were here at this point last season." And to be fair, no offense, like really no offense to Coventry City, but Coventry City is an easier team to play against than Brighton. With all things considered, but don't take them lightly, right? Don't take them lightly. Let's be serious. Let's treat every team as like every stage is a cup final, right? If it's got to be right. Semi-finals we played in the quarter finals, so treat every game like it's a final. It's do or die, and that's kind of how it works in cup competitions. So if the players can live up to the expectation, maybe there is an essence of belief in there that there is a chance at winning a trophy here. There's the league campaign is pretty much dead. The Carabao Cup, we got absolutely slaughtered by Newcastle C team. Champions League, Onana single-handedly got us knocked out of that. So it's basically last chance saloon with the trophy this season. And because you're in it, go on and win it. You know, at least try your best. Try your best to win it. That's what we want to see United do. So, Amma got done by referee badly. Well, I mean, he got booked prior. I think in like the 116th minute. I think it's like early in the second half of extra time, and I think he said that he'd forgotten that he picked up a yellow card previously to that. But I'll tell you what, you score the winning goal in that fashion, you take your shirt off for the cameras and all of that. It's a moment that gets immortalised. It doesn't matter that he got sent off to him, because it's immortalised. He's going to be suspended because it's not for the semi-finals, but he's going to be suspended for the Brentford game. Which it's somewhat of a shame that he can't potentially play the very next game, not for a while anyways, because got international break, quite a meaningless international break, just a couple friendly, supposedly England playing against Belgium and Brazil, a double B, the double B international team. So to be fair, I mean, you end on a high, go into international breaks. I know some of our players absolutely adore going on international duty because half of them, I mean, you call it Pogba syndrome if you want to. Man absolutely loves his international duties and hates his club duties. So some people, the saying goes, do it for club and country. Nah, this guy's just like, nah, we just do it for country. we only do it for country, people. Forget club business. But to be fair, if there's a way to go out and get red carded, just go out with a banger, absolute zinger, the winning goal, and then just be like, yeah, see you guys, I'm dipping. But so everyone in the chat, 100%. Be Anthony, bro. 6 people watching, 6 likes. Press that like button. Yes, we're up to 6 likes. If we can keep that going, up onto 7 likes now. Good stuff. And nearly 10 people watching. Fantastic work. Keep it coming, people. Keep it coming. Fantastic stuff. Yay, blue team. Now I read this comment and I don't know whether to distinguish this as yay Coventry City or yay Manchester City, or actually it's just to do with everyone being a mod in the chat. Literally, everyone's on mod in the chat, barring a couple of people. But yeah, big ups to Long Haired Yeti. Um, unfortunately, a bit of uh, unfortunate news on the side. Um, I believe that Nottingham Forest have been given the punishment of a 4 points deduction, um, which is not good, not good, especially when Nottingham Forest being in the position that they are in the league. Any sort of points deduction is going to cause a bit of a scare. I mean, the team that they recently drew against this weekend on the Saturday, Luton Town, that game ended 1-1. Um, that points deduction puts them down into the relegation zone, on to 21 points. Luton ahead on 22. So not over. Not over just yet. It's still well within reach, but it's a little bit of a worrying sign. Hopefully though, for Forest's sake, that they can stay up, that they can overtake. If we were to say that a team should go down, I think Luton deserve to. I think Luton should deserve to stay up. Forest do as well. Everton. I mean, they're a bit of a strange one, to be honest. Never been relegated before from the Premier League, but to be absolutely fair, Everton, they were good for a while. Yeah, they dropped off a little bit. Yeah, they come back into it a bit, and then it's petered out again. In their last five, they've lost 3 and drawn 2. Teams they lost to were Man City, West Ham, and then Manchester United. Drew 1-1 against Crystal Palace and drew 1-1 against Brighton. So, not considering the teams that they're playing against, not the most horrendous run of form in the last 5, but if come towards the end of the season, every point you've got to accumulate is going to matter. Every point is going to matter. Even the draws at the lower echelons of the table is going to mean a lot. Brentford could be in a spot of bother as well. I mean, 5 points ahead of the relegation zone. 5 points ahead, but 1 draw, 4 losses in the last 5. They could be in a spot of bother. Maybe they are slipping ever closer towards the danger zone. So I don't think this relegation tale is quite wrapped up just yet. I think there's still so much more that is yet to happen. And there's going to be plenty of drama with it. We'll take Jota, Ali, Diaz, maybe Nunes off pool. Ali, Zach McAllister. I mean, we should have signed McAllister. We should have signed McAllister before so-and-so Liverpool ended up taking him for the... I'll tell you what. Who would you have rather signed here? Mason Mount or Alexis McAllister? Because I would have taken McAllister in a bloody heartbeat. I would have taken McAllister in a heartbeat, to be honest. I mean, much more the sort of player that this team would have needed. And to be honest, Mason Mount, as far as hindsight goes, Mason Mount has not proven to be that good of a signing whatsoever. So, yeah, I can't disagree with that, though. In terms of players, maybe Nunes, to be honest, maybe Nunes. Maybe we go out and get somebody else to surround them with the likes of Jota, McAllister, and Diaz. Quite possible. Quite possibly. I probably would take that. Big up for us. I think you need more mods. Imagine that. Just get a huge amount of a huge following, huge watch parties and all of that, but just everybody's moderated. I would like to see what would happen if someone steps out of line in that chat. They're literally just moderates a civil war. Just everyone getting spiked in the chat, just spiking each other in the chat. It's like, yeah, get spanned, bruv. Big Anthony, you prick. Yeah, big ups to the lovable prick, the most loved prick in the land, Anthony Herbert. Crazy how many teams that knock us out go on to win it. To be fair, when we knocked you out in the Carabao Cup, we went on to win it. So hopefully, hopefully it's a sign of things to come, Yeti. I'm hoping that you are the team that blesses us with an FA Cup win. Would be good. Would be good, and something to definitely celebrate. So yeah, hopefully, hopefully, fingers crossed and touch wood. Knowing Man U, we're going to at least make it difficult. Oh yeah, 100%. Coventry City, you watch. We'll probably take it to penalties. We'll probably take it. We'll probably say that. Let's say it like this: we can win. We can be winning 2-0, and they'll come back to 2-2, and they'll score a last-minute goal with us holding on for dear life. We take it to penalties and then take it there. We won't do it the easy way. We just won't. We won't do it the easy way. But hopefully that's not the case. I think Fuzzy's going to praise McTominay in a bit. Well, he started the goal scoring. He did start the goal scoring. You know, being the extra man going forwards. I mean, I'll tell you what, is the ways in which we went about scoring our goals is when we weren't playing too cautious with it. We were just taking the chance of throwing our luck into the ring. Hopefully we pull the rabbit out of the hat. Not really sort of thinking too much about the what ifs. Just literally just throw everything you've got at it, take all the risks, because the way in which we started that game is essentially how we usually end a game when we're chasing it. It really genuinely felt like United were playing like we were frantically, chasing a winner for what felt like much longer than 90 minutes, because we were doing it right the way through extra time as well. And it's that sort of United that I think maybe we need to see a whole heck of a lot more of, just solely because when United try to be too acute with things, and we're trying to shoot from stupid angles and distances, it's anticlimactic. It looks, ugly on the eye. It's not enjoyable, and usually it doesn't give you the just rewards that you're hoping for. It feels like you're just delaying inevitability. But if you go and you throw everything you've got at a game, not only could it be entertainment on the basis that it keeps you on the edge of your seat because it's frantic, it's crazy, but we love it. We love it like that because that's it's the risk taking, and it puts you on the edge of your seat. Rival fans and other people, neutrals watching from home, enjoy it as well because it's United looking like they're going to score goals and looking dangerous because we're throwing everything we've got. And, with that, McTominay taking the extra space on the pitch, being the extra man in the box, opens the scoring. I think, again, susceptibility to, a bit of clownery ourselves with, I think the first goal, Rashford, got to be honest, Rashford, for as much as you try to miss and almost cost us the game, but ultimately save us in extra time, you also did cost us that first goal, the first equaliser for Liverpool. Man did not step up in the challenge. He let the player run past him. Literally, watching it on replay, there's no real effort defensively from Rashford to really keep hassling the guy. He's a centre back. He's not he's not profound or renowned with excellent dribbling ability. Just stick with the man and hassle him, harass him. Put him off making the pass. Do something, because that goal is preventable. The second goal comes from trying to play out from the back. I think there's a lot of people who looked at Bruno Fernandes and say, well, look, the guy went down way too easy. I thought that, in that sense, he probably did go down too easy, even if there was a foul there. Sorry, that's too easy. I think we all know how Bruno Fernandes works in that position. You got to ride the challenge and play out from the pressure, because if you go down too easily and that referee's like, nah, don't buy that, that's it. Your team's in dire straits, absolute dire straits. And that's what happened. Went into dire straits. That's where the second goal came from. That's where it started from. Bruno Fernandes going over too easily. Foul or no foul. At the end of the day, it, it did cost us. Thank goodness that in the longevity of the game, in the bigger picture, we ended up victors at the end of the day. So yeah, hot fuzz, bro. Taib, bro. Taib, what's good, bro? What's good? Hope you're doing well, brother. Also, big ups to Geordie as well. Hello, mate. Big up. Long time no see. It has been a while. It has been a while, Geordie. Hope you're doing well. What a match against Liverpool. Yeah, 100%. It's out of character for United. It was just out of character. I'm just so glad that we showed, that that we've got it in us to actually go and do something like that, to perform like that, because it sets the standards that the fans know what this team is capable of. So when they don't live up to those levels, we can all ask the questions. We can all point the fingers and say, well, you weren't like this against Liverpool. Why aren't you doing it now? Does the game really mean that much less to you? So yeah, to be honest, it makes I think it puts those players back into the spotlight. And speaking of, in terms of player and stuff, the manager as well. I mean, the substitutions, had they have not had desired effect, I think there would be a bit of scrutiny and focus on those substitutions, because it did feel like the setup with the subs that were being made would have impacted the game negatively. But for some reason, every sub that was made, we sort of, each change had desired impact. Like it worked in specific ways. And that's not something we usually talk about with Ten Hag in, tense games where a player comes on the pitch and usually it's a bit of a throwaway. Like, for example, Anthony being subbed on. A lot of people say, well, they're subbing on Anthony. Yeah, they already know the game's over. Anthony was one of the goal scorers. He was one of the goal scorers. I mean, he scored the equalising goal to take us to extra time. Good goal, by the way. Under pressure, a little spin in the box and placed it with his right foot past Kelleher. So, quite a neat, tidy finish. So fair play to him, and also not on his left foot, which he's so specific about trying to shoot for goal with. Hit the likes for Herr Fazmeister. Yes, please do. Please do hit the likes. We are 1 away from 10. Let's try and get ourselves to 10 likes. If we can do it, that would be fantastic. And be wrapping this ting up soon. Anthony with his right foot, crazy goal. Yeah, man. Adulation in Old Trafford as well. Also, Cooper's been sacked. That's up. What the fuck? Cooper's been sacked? Since when? Man. We all must have had a little bit of something that Steve Cooper has had. It just looked really baked. Absolutely baked 90% of the time. Will sign Jared Branthwaite. Possibly. I don't know what the intention is for targets at the moment. I still think now, to be honest, as much as it's international duty for Man United, I'll say this: there's a big opportunity that Manchester United, the board at boardroom level, I think a lot of focus is now going to start thinking about switching things up a bit, starting to accelerate on a few things. I'd imagine maybe Jason Wilcox will become head of recruitment over this international break, possibly, because I know that deal is, I think, more or less in place. I don't know how far along they are with that, but we could have a newly appointed member of the board for head of recruitment, which would be quite an important acquisition. It must be said. So yeah, with Manchester United, it might be a dead international break, but Manchester United, I think there's still plenty that's going to be going on. I think as well, something else that they're talking about at the moment is HMRC's come out talking about taxing. Apparently, Man United have had some taxing that's not been paid yet, so they're trying to sort that out. And suppose the Premier League in general, are facing potential tax issues. So yeah, that could be a developing story in the pipeworks. I don't know how far that's going to go or how significant that's going to be, but we'll have to see what happens. Has he? Yes, he has. Crazy, absolute madness. Nice one, Fuzzy, putting it on the Scousers. Oregon, Gunnar, how are we doing, buddy? Hope everything's good with you, man. Ooh, good to see people joining in, jumping in. Some of the regulars as well. So it's been a while since I've seen some of these names in my chat. So fantastic to see people tuning in. But yeah, man, hope everyone's doing really, really good. Piss off, Cooper hasn't been sacked, has he? Yes, he has. Crazy stuff, Anthony. I cannot believe it. So it's like slow sports news. Slow sports news. Jim White with the yellow tie. Big ups to Dal. 100%. Big up. A question. Big up Dal? Big up Dal? Do I big him up? Yes, of course we big him up. We big up the Dal. I wanted McAllister at Arsenal plus Rice. That would have been great. That would have been a good midfield partnership. I think McAllister could have done bits at Arsenal because he got a bit of a goal threat as well. Do you know what? I think as far as McAllister in front of goal, he has what is a similar threat from midfield the way that Xhaka would have done. If you wanted to replace Xhaka's goals and assists, I think McAllister would have actually been an ideal player to do that. I think he would have been an ideal player to have replaced the goals from Granit Xhaka, because I mean McAllister he plays a bit more defensively for Liverpool. He wouldn't be the holding player, but a few defensive contributions here and there, assisting Declan Rice, I think could have worked as well. That's the only thing really I don't necessarily agree with McAllister at Liverpool, is that when he gets played too deep, I feel like he's too defensive. Like they're too dependent on his defensive abilities when he's not necessarily specialised for defensive play. So I think being in a more advanced role is where you get the best out of McAllister, and yeah, I think he would have been a great signing for Arsenal. It's like the Avengers in chat, except we all have 5 Infinity Stones. Snap the fingers and half the chat's going to disappear. I mean, Jesus, we were nearly at 10 people, so we were nearly at 10 viewers, right? So somebody purple in this chat has clearly snapped their gauntlets. Swear on it. Looking at Coventry lineup versus ours, we definitely need to be smacking them. We should be, but we can't count our chickens, unfortunately. Hopefully, with the league a couple of league games before we get to the semi-finals, I would like to see us apply some of that same belief into the league games, just to show the United fans a little bit of something that we're going to push to finish the season strongly. Because I can imagine that even though most of the fans want to see most of that squad sold, and as do I want to see most of those players sold. Just make a good account for yourself between now and the end of the season. Finish strongly. Just give something to the fans as like a parting gift, if you have to, if we can call it that. So it's just a parting gift, We if we're gonna go out, we're gonna go out with a bang. Hey, if you win an FA Cup, at least it genuinely makes your players a lot more a lot more viable for teams to sign. Because you look at them and you say, well, yeah, I mean, as far as individuals go, they won an FA Cup. They won a trophy at the tail end of last season. And they beat some good teams along the way to do it. So they might be worth the investment. So it would help our cause. I'm sure it would help our cause. But we need to get there first to do it. Will Man United improve if they sign Palhinha or Onana type CM? I just think in general, it's just signings in the midfield. I think Palhinha is a good option, is a good viable option. He has done well in the Premier League. Onana as well has held his own quite respectably in the Premier League. So I think both are viable signings, but it's sort of either or maybe both. You could consider both, given the potential that Casemiro, somebody who would already play in that position, is basically touted to potentially leaving this summer as part of cutting wage structures. Amrabat as well, probably. I think the agreement's pretty much already set in stone that he's going to go back to Fiorentina. Forget about signing him on the permanent in the summer, and then also likes of potentially Scott McTominay could end up heading out the door as well, just for the sake of cashing in. If somebody puts up tables a fairly decent offer, quite possibly it could come around to that. So I think it would be those would be a couple of good moves, signing Palhinha and also Onana. But it's to me, it's got to be about what this board does, who comes in, at boardroom level to plan this summer, because Dan Ashworth is looking more and more unlikely to be in place for this summer. It could be John Murtough, God forbid. I mean, to be fair, John Murtough is already out working, which is a bit of a rarity. He's already working for the summer. If it was under, I'm not going to lie, if it was under Woodward or Richard Arnold, it would all be talk. There would not be actual actions going on. And, fair play to John. He's actually out going places and sorting out some players preemptively to sell them in the summer. So at least when the summer transfer window opens, we can conduct our business quicker and get the sales done sooner, so we can buy better. Klopp complaining, typical loser pool mentality, the victim mentality. I've already seen quite a few absolute shameless, really really shameless takes from the Liverpool Red. So yeah, I mean, Klopp saying his interviewer's out of shape. God, I absolutely love it. Like the video, 100%. 100%. Up to 10 likes. So fantastic work, guys. Thank you ever so much for smashing the likes up. And if you're watching on playback, let's keep it going. Let's see how many likes we can get on this stream. We won't be live for too much longer. A little bit of a turnaround time before 9 o'clock tonight, where will be live on Anfield Uncle Rod's 9 o'clock tonight. Joining me will be also Early Doors Football TV. And it's going to be a bit of a Rivals Talk football review by the looks of it. So I'm sure there's going to be more discussion about this game later on tonight. So do be sure to check that out. I will quickly grab the link for that show. I'll drop it in the live chat as well. So yeah, the Rivals Talk show. It's episode 2 as well. So I'll just quickly drop that into the chat, but I'll also drop it into. I'll also, yeah, actually, I'll pin that in the comments there. There you go. Pinned comment for the show later on tonight on Anfield Uncle Rod's. I'll also create a community post as well once we have finished up here. So do be sure to join us over there as well. Mohammed Hanafi, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the channel. Manchester United transfer window. And part 2 to the comment, I believe. 6 player to buying transfer. Well, I mean, 6 players incoming might be, a realistic expectation. I know as much as we want to perhaps say sell 10 players, buy 10 players, we might have, difficulties. Might have difficulties in being able to essentially flex the financial muscle completely. So hopefully we're not we're not held down or held back, disabled in the transfer window. Hopefully we can actually we can move well, move effectively and efficiently, and move quickly. We want speed this transfer window in the summer. We want speed and efficiency. 2 key points that we've got to account for in the summer transfer window. And anything less than that, to me, would be classed as abject failure. It would. We've got to see progression and change. Change is the biggest sign that we need to see. It's got to be change. Biggest to Rosie as well. Hope you're well, Fuzzy. Nice win yesterday. Nice stream. Well, thank you very much for tuning in. And thank you very much as well for smashing the like. And as well, thank you to everybody else that has smashed the likes, up onto 10 likes, I believe. Yeah, fantastic stuff. Good to catch you again, Fuzzy, and great to see you back in the chat as well, Carl Rossi. I've missed you. I've missed you so much. But yeah, thank you very much for stopping by, Carl. Really appreciate it. And have a wonderful rest of the Monday night as well. So yeah, good to see you, and hopefully we'll catch you again soon. Great stream, Fuzzy. Breast wishes, bro. Breast wishes. Yes, breast wishes. I'm gonna have me a donut. I'm gonna have me a donut and a swig of Prime. I'm sorry, I've committed cardinal sinnery with this. Absolutely. I'm not even gonna lie. It was nothing to what I was expecting it to be. I thought it'd be absolutely disgusting. It's not too bad, but I definitely know I wouldn't binge on this stuff. 100%. Like, I can just one couple of sips of this stuff, I can taste that absolute heart attack waiting to happen. So no chance of me continuing with Prime stuff after this. I thought curiosity killed the cat, right? And I'm not gonna lie, curiosity has definitely got the better of me there. Cheers, fans. Thank you, Mama Flossie, for stopping by. Really appreciate everybody tuning in. Agent, as always, have a lovely evening. You too, Carl Rossi. And also well wishes to everybody else in the chat as well. Hopefully everybody else has a fantastic Monday night evening as well. Monday night evening, whatever it is. But yeah, good stuff. If you don't see me over on Anfield Uncle Rod's, if you don't come in to tune in, I wish everybody well. Hopefully everybody enjoys the rest of their Monday nights, and perhaps we'll see each other again on maybe Tuesday, definitely Wednesday, episode 10 of the Good, the Bad and the Ugly show. We are back again, and I think this time there's no Arsenal around to take the good spot. No Arsenal around. I don't see any Arsenal around at the moment. The FA Cup, we progressed as Manchester United to the semi-finals of the FA Cup. I think I might be in the good spot. Fingers crossed, I might be in the good spot. So hopefully that's where it goes. So yeah, thank you very much to everybody for tuning in. We'll wrap things up there. Really appreciate all the love and support that you lot show this channel and on the shows, the videos, all sorts of things. Big up the four heads. Big up my fat ass five head. I'm telling you, literally, sooner or later, I'm going to get to a point where my forehead's going to be so big, Air Force One is going to decipher this as like a landing strip. They're going to try and land a 747 on my head. But yeah, big ups to everybody. Thank you very much for tuning in. The pinned comment at the moment is the link to the show later on tonight at 9 o'clock on Anfield Uncle Rod's. So do be sure to join us over there. But if we don't see you over there, then thank you very much for tuning in. Have a wonderful, pleasant evening. And yeah, we'll see you over there. Plus, also, I'll drop the link to the show in a community post as well. So do keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you very much for watching, people. Take care, goodbye, and we'll see you on the next one. Ciao for now.